There is good inside you.
What's good, YouTube? Back in the building on the Life Gains channel, we're doing a movie review. I got my homeboy James, and we just saw Brightburn.
Yeah.
The story of an alien creature falling to the planet Earth, almost like Superman. With Superman powers, he gets raised by a family, but instead of being Clark Kent, he turns out to be Species.
She wants to have a baby.
She'll kill anyone that gets in her way.
I wouldn't hurt you. Yes, you would. Just don't know it yet.
If you've seen Species, and I mean, man, it was crazy. Let's talk, but first, I gotta put on my +7 glasses. Reviewing movies sexy as hell because I'm working on skilling my craft, bringing you a more informed YouTube experience, something better to look at. Subscribe, check out the Life Gains Financial channel, and this is a spoiler review. First thoughts, James.
I loved it.
Me too.
I loved it. You know, if you've seen the preview, you know exactly what to expect. Mm-hmm. You've seen a lot of the best scenes.
You have.
And I still didn't know what was going to happen next.
Nope.
I loved every minute of it. It certainly wasn't a perfect movie.
Nope.
It was worth the time, worth the money. It was a great movie.
It was a good movie. We didn't know what to expect. And if you saw my trailer review, I said some things that I needed to see happen that I didn't know how it was going to happen. Like, how was you going to defeat something that has the powers of Superman? And they did a good job of ending it. That's going to be the only part I won't spoil, because I don't want to spoil that part, how they ended it. But they ended it very well. And of course, you might be thinking to yourself, well, they probably ended it in an open-ended manner to lead to another movie. And yes, by God, they did. But let's just talk about the nuts and bolts. What do you think about the acting?
You know, that was some of the best casting I've seen in a while. I don't usually like kid actors, mm-hmm. and if you're going to have a child in your movie, you know, keep it short, keep it to... This kid, I don't know if he's actually 12 or not. He's playing a 12-year-old. Mm-hmm. He is in almost every scene of the movie,
yep.
And I never got annoyed. He did an exceptional job. Really, the entire cast did. The only character who ever annoyed me a little bit, the mother, after a while, she was on screen a lot too, and I can't tell you that she didn't do a great job with the material she was given. Mm-hmm. Maybe the character itself just got a little grating, and some of that was written into her character. I mean, this is a mom whose child is doing horrific things, and she has the exact reaction that you say, oh, come on.
Yeah, the acting was good. I forgot to tell you, this was produced by James Gunn, mm-hmm. Written by his brothers and all that, so you knew it was going to have some flavor.
Oh, yeah.
The cast is Elizabeth Banks. That's the mom he's referring to. The dad was David Demon.
It was a lot of fun.
And the dad was great. And the kid himself is Jackson Dunn. And ladies and gentlemen,
he pulled it off.
My God, this is probably some of the best child acting since Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone.
This is my house. I have to defend it.
Where's your mother?
My mom's in the car.
Where's your father?
He's at work.
What about your brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child.
Where do you live?
Can't tell you that.
Why not?
Because you're a stranger.
Some of the best.
Okay.
This
I'm with you
kid,
there.
on a drop of a dime, he could evoke emotions from sadness, crazy weirdness, to I'm a killer man. And he could do it like it was seamless. He would go from this emotion to that emotion like it was nothing. Like you knew this boy was crazy. And there were a lot of scenes where his dynamic, his character was faced against mm-hmm. not just his parents, but his aunt, his uncle, a girl in class that he liked, and he started creeping her the hell out.
Oh, yeah.
He wound up flipping on her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, imagine Superman's powers, but evil, and he's creeping on a girl, so, you know, just appears in her window.
Right.
And, yeah, no, it was...
He appeared in her window, she rejected him, and what the hell you think he did? He broke her arm and her wrist.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess the worst part is he killed the mama.
Yep.
And
oh, boy, did he ever.
Yep. And so you're going through this movie, and we'll talk about the pacing. Usually y'all hear me harp about everything's too long, they drag it out. This movie's pacing was perfect from the beginning through the middle, through the last act. Everything was well done. Everything was well timed. The only thing that we didn't like, he mentioned about the mama. There was parts in this movie where the mama was starting to act too much like a babe in headlights, a doe in the headlights, a deer in the middle of the road, and you see the lights coming and you wouldn't get out the road.
And it may be, like, I guess, let me say this. I don't know that it's the actress. She may have done exactly what she was supposed to be doing, and you're just like, oh, just don't do that. What you're doing right now, you're making it worse. And there were a lot of scenes where I wanted to yell that at her. Mm-hmm. That may have been, I mean, that may be exactly what they were wanting to get from me. Let me, just to give you all a heads up, the way I refer to it as we're leaving is, this is Jump Scare the movie, but it was a good one.
Yeah, it was a lot of jump scares in the movie, but they was perfectly timed.
Yeah.
They was well timed, and they weren't overused.
No, and you knew they were coming. You always knew they were coming, but it's like, how are they going to present it this time?
Right.
And sometimes it was really subtle.
It was.
Just the lights go out and suddenly you see the glowing eyes. And that's not really jump scare, but it was like, that's a lot of tension right there.
Exactly. Now, the soundtrack wasn't all that. I mean, I don't even think they really had a soundtrack, to be honest with you. But the movie did leave some question marks. They still didn't really flesh out how are you going to beat this new evil adversary with these Superman-like powers. And there are two main characters that I don't want to spoil this part either that survived this movie, but it's subtle. You're not going to know it unless you probably watch this review and know which two we're talking about that they're probably going to save for the next movie.
And yeah, I guess that may be the one thing that bothered me is I kept waiting. Even when I saw the characters, like, I wonder how this character's going to die. And then the movie ended, and it's like, oh, all right.
Well, you know, the gun boys, they know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah,
They
absolutely.
probably had a feeling this would be good enough to make a sequel or another one. And so we're going to kind of talk about what you can expect probably from the next one, because you can't just not go see this movie and not think about, okay, there are a lot of doors that they
Where do you go from here?
And one thing that we think is, what are they going to do to create some kind of a powerful, menacing adversary to this kid? Are they going to have another race of people that fights his race come to Earth? Are they going to find some weakness with his ship? We don't know, and those questions can't be answered until another movie happens.
And I hope it does. I
We
really
hope
do.
it does.
This is not a movie that I feel like I need to see over and over again. At some point, some Halloween, I'm definitely going to sit down and watch it again.
Right.
It's not one that I'm going to run back to the theater next week to say, what did I miss?
Right.
I think I got everything I needed from it, and it was still a great movie.
And man, this was a good movie. On a life gain scale, 0 to 10, 0 being sucky, 10 being perfect, we give this movie a 9.
Yep. You were talking about scenes earlier. It was the right length. I can't come up with a scene right now that I would say you could have cut that out, because every scene really did set up or at least connect to another scene.
It did.
That did need to happen.
Pacing was perfect.
It was. No, I agree. I think it gets a 9. It maybe the soundtrack was the one thing holding it back.
Yep, you know, we can't give them no love for the soundtrack because there was nothing special about that, if they even had a soundtrack to go with it. So if you're looking for something, that hidden gem, that summer hidden movie that you thought because you've seen everything in the trailer wouldn't be good, Brightburn is your movie. We both definitely say, don't stream this. You go beam it in the theater.
Yeah.
Any closing words?
It's worth seeing. It's a lot of fun. It's harmless. Enjoy it.
Yeah. I guess special note, the little deputy in this movie, she gets 3 lines, and they're all fuck, fuck, fuck. Those are her 3 lines in this movie. They could have used me for that.
Yeah. And then the screaming of her dying. That was
Lackluster,
yes,
if anything. Yeah, they could have had a more dramatic death.
Yeah.
But I mean, this movie wasn't for that. So folks, go see it, and that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget you like the video, comment, subscribe. Go get yourself a life gain. Check out some of the other videos on this channel. We do fitness. We do a few movie reviews. We also do cord cutting. We are the most dynamic YouTube channel you're probably going to find, so you guys start sharing. And until the next Sex is Hell video, we'll see you.